all the Form 5 students, how are you? Now I am at the special place. I'm doing my YouTube class here because you know, when I want to do my video teaching, I need to find a very quiet place so that I can actually don't have the noise that will interrupt my class. So today I chose to do my video teaching here so that I can have a peaceful environment, okay, to talk to you, to teach you how to solve the hot question. Okay, now the environment is very nice, and the wind, you can hear the wind or not? The wind is so strong, so you can see the leaf is flying, and okay, the wind is so strong, and it will interrupt my teaching also, I guess. So I try to teach as I can. I do hope it can help you and enjoy my video teaching. Okay, have a nice day. Let's study together, all right? Okay, let's have a look at the question. This question is hot question. They give you a picture showing the front view of a part of roller coaster track. Roller coaster track, okay, in a miniature park. Okay, miniature park, alright, sounds like very technical term, but it's okay. It won't actually cause a problem with the terms. Roller coaster is actually telling you that the shape is actually the quadratic curve. That's all. It's a quadratic function. So the moment you look at the picture, you will actually relate to the topic that you learn in Form 4. So you can start to think how to use the concept. Example, like maybe they will ask you about how to do completing the square, or maybe they will ask you to find a minimum point and maximum point, something like that lah. Okay, but actually when we see the quadratic function or quadratic curve, we always focus to the minimum and maximum point. And the moment you see the minimum and maximum point, you actually, the first impression that you should use, the first application you should think to use is actually differentiation. That it will save your time compared to you use the completing the square, unless you have no choice. The question force you to use completing the square. They will say by using completing the square, then you have to use the completing the square. If not, you can use dy dx or differentiation skill and let the dy dx equal to 0. We call it derivative. Let the first derivative equal to 0. Derivative means dy dx, okay? F prime x is also dy dx. Okay, now actually the question is asking you to find the minimum distance. Let's see. The curved part of the track of the roller coaster is represented by an equation. They give you the equation. It's actually the cubic curve. Okay, it's a curve. It's a cubic curve with the point P as the origin. So they give you the points P as the origin, and they say find the shortest vertical distance from the track, okay, to the, okay, from the track to the horizontal ground, I think. Okay, so now you see, you go to the curve and then you focus to the minimum point. From the minimum point, you measure down to the horizontal level from the ground. That is actually what the question asking you to find. That is actually the distance that they want. So the moment you see distance, when you see distance, your immediate response is it must be positive, okay, unless it's displacement. So you have to figure out the length, or the distance means is a modulus, it should be positive value lah when come to distance. Okay, so the part that I color in blue color is actually the distance that you need to find for this question. Alright, so for every hot question, they actually got some concept want to test you. So it's good that you do all the HOTS question, as many as you can, all the past year question or all the reference book question, which are actually HOTS question, then you can gain more experience. So we want to find the vertical distance, which is actually the shortest one from the track to ground level. Okay, as I shown just now, we label as D lah, let's say distance. Okay, so the first step is you write down the curve, which is y. Okay, 1/64 x cubed minus 3/16 x squared, and then you do dy dx. How to do dy dx? Still remember or not? So we have to use a formula, right? Dy dx equal to axn. Then the n bring down, the n is the power. Yeah, the 3 bring down 1/64 is the a, then x, then the power minus 1, right? Then 2 you bring down, 3/16 is the a, then x, the 2 you have to minus 1, remember? Okay, minus 1. Then only you will simplify to the simplest form. So 3/64 x squared minus 3/8x. Alright? So, okay. So, after you simplify, let me show you again that because it's a bit not clear, right? So, again, dy dx equal to 3. Okay. 1/64 is the a. X, n minus 1. Okay, 3 minus 1 minus 2 is the power, is the n. A is 3/16. Then x, then 2 minus 1. Okay. So, now you simplify to the simplest form. So your 3/64 x squared minus 3/8x. Then at minimum, the moment you see minimum, the terms minimum, you just assign dy dx equal to 0. Or maximum. Okay, minimum, maximum meaning that the gradient of tangent is equal to 0 lah. It's a horizontal line at the maximum point or minimum point. Okay, so then you see 3/64 x squared minus 3/8. There is an x there. Okay, so we want to solve the dy dx now. So okay, so by right there is an x there. Okay, so I write back the x. So now we need to factorize. Okay, when we have the quadratic equation like this, we cannot make it equal to something, right? We have to factorize. The way to solve quadratic equation is the moment you want to solve, you have to factorize. Okay, you factorize and let factor equal to 0. That is the basic step lah. So now I'm going to factorize the quadratic equation. The common factor is 3/8x. Common factor means it belongs to two terms. So I will factorize 3/8x. Okay, if I factorize, meaning that the balance inside I have to divide by 3/8. So, okay, so it looks like I've got x/8 minus 1. Okay, now I let the factor equal to 0. So I have two factors, you know or not? One of the factor is 3/8x. Okay, I think I don't have space. I write at the left hand side. 3/8x equal to 0. So x is equal to 0. So that is one of the answer. And then I can say I let another factor equal to 0. Another factor is x/8 minus 1 equal to 0. That is another factor. You know or not? The factor means the two things multiply by each other. So I have two terms are multiplied by each other. So okay, now I solve the other factor. I got 8. Answer 8 for x. So when I have the 0, it is meaningful. It's not meaningful because when you substitute you get 0. So we will choose the x equal to 8 lah. So when x equal to 8, you substitute into your curve. Why you need to substitute into your curve? Because you want to find the y value for the minimum point. Okay, so when you have the y value, okay, you substitute, you get y equal to -4. Okay, when you have the y value, y equal to -4, it doesn't mean that is your answer, you know. But it's actually the question is asking you for the minimum distance. It doesn't mean that the answer is y equal to -4. because the question asking for shortest distance from the minimum point to the horizontal ground. So you have to take the phi. There is a phi there. Okay, from the point P, original point to the ground is phi, right? So you can actually take phi minus out 4. Why minus out 4? Because the 4 is a distance. Negative means it go down. So that means you have to take phi minus 4. Okay, so the balance is 1 meter. So the 1 meter is actually what the question want. Okay, the 1 meter is what the question want, which is the minimum distance from the horizontal ground. So the right answer, the final answer, you should write D equal to 1 meter. Okay, that's all for today. This is the answer for this question. Huh? Alright, bye. Have a nice day. Okay, now the wind is so strong, so I think I will have to end my teaching here. So that's all for today. Have a nice day. Okay, so do stay healthy and happy Merdeka Day. Enjoy yourself. Okay, have a nice day. Bye.